Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Live with the Chamber. This is our Friday edition. Hope everyone had a great week. It went by pretty fast on my end. Don't know how you are. Let me know. But we had a fantastic coffee connection that happened Thursday morning. It was so much fun to connect. We had about 21 folks join us from all across the state. Again, one of the great things about having our events all go virtual is that we can all be together. Folks from Madison are chatting with folks in Appleton all at the same time, just sharing food recipes and stuff. So it's all good. Hello to everyone watching. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get to our special guest for today, I want to be sure that we take care of our new member moment. At the end of the week, we like to recap all of the new folks that we have welcomed to the chamber this week. And that is New Leaf Coaching and Consulting LLC in Madison. Yay. Melanie Renee Photography in Madison. Yay. The Sweet Stop in Baldwin. Yay. And Kumro Automotive in Glendale. Again, if you are in those areas, tell them hello and that you appreciate them being members of the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Wait a minute, I should introduce myself. I'm Jack Faria. My pronouns are he and his. I'm the Membership and Events Coordinator for the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us. Just to flag some upcoming events that we have our Chamber on Tap happening Tuesday, July 28th at 5:30 p.m. and it's a special edition. We made this decision during our coffee connection. This is going to be our pet special. We are encouraging everyone to bring in their favorite furry friend or fish or pet rock, whatever you have. Come and join us for that. It should be a lot of fun. This is our cocktail or whatever you like to drink hour, where we chat, catch up on how we're doing, just get an idea of how all of our members are. It's a lot of fun. You can join us by going onto our website. And hi, Sam. With that, we are on to our tip of the day segment. This is a new segment I want to bring in to sort of a little tip to make your membership go a bit further with the Wisconsin LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Today, we are spotlighting our Welcoming and Inclusive campaign. Study after study has shown that LGBT individuals, as well as allies, love to do business with folks who share their values. This sticker that we have is a great way to show that for folks who are walking down the street. It's a great symbol to know that, oh, this is a place that I can go. You can pick up a Welcoming and Inclusive campaign sticker over on our website with more details there. One last image of that. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right. And with that, I want to bring in our special guest for today. We have Alex Lindenmeyer from Stack Eatery. Hi, Alex.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how is it? I am doing well. How has your week been?
Good, busy, but good.
Busy is always good, yeah. So let's get this started. Tell us a bit about Stack Eatery.
So we are 6 years old. We opened in the spring of 2014. We're located downtown Madison, like 2 blocks off the Capitol Square, right on the heart of the Isthmus. And we have been a community-focused, kind of all breakfast eatery since then. That's what we've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. 6 years. Congrats on that. Taking it back to that time, why did you decide to open? Where does the passion come from?
Yeah, I think, some people, I have one business partner who also happens to be my best friend. And a lot of people ask us, like, was this your 2 girls' biggest dream your whole lives is to open a pancake shop? And the answer to that is absolutely not. I think it was like anything. You kind of, that advice of like, if you don't have it, build it yourself kind of thing. And we really wanted, it was pretty simple, actually. We really wanted to just have access to breakfast food all day long. I think a lot
Breakfast
of us
all
can
day.
relate. A lot of us can relate to that idea of like being in the McDonald's drive-thru as a kid, and they're like, "Ooh, just missed the breakfast menu, just switched over to the lunch," or being at a restaurant and the same thing happens, and it's just kind of the silly thing that we have culturally where you only eat a certain type of food at a certain time of day. And that's just so silly when breakfast food is so nostalgic and simple and delicious. And so, yeah, we just kind of said, hey, why doesn't Madison have this? We need a model like this. You know, there were models like the Denny's and the IHOPs of the world that have huge menus with everything you could possibly want on it. And we just kind of wanted something super simple, local. Again, the heart of the Isthmus. It's not by accident that we're located there. We really wanted to be kind of the heart of downtown. And so, yeah, we just kind of built what we wanted to see. And we've just been trucking along, like I said, for 6 years and trying to get better every year.
That's awesome. And you've been touching on it before, but sort of what sets you apart from other just breakfast fare in general in Madison?
Yeah, I don't think we are reinventing the wheel. I don't think there's crazy things on our menu. I think again, simple
Sure.
was the goal. I think it's fresh. I think it's locally sourced. I think the community focus is a big draw for people that want a place where maybe they feel safe, or maybe they can connect with other community members, or again, just maybe being in the heart of downtown, especially at a time like now, I think is a really interesting and exciting place to be. But I don't think that there's a lot that sets us apart otherwise. I think we're part of a collective of restaurants in Madison that care about our community, and I don't think that are different in that way from a lot of other restaurants.
Gotcha. Well, given that everything has been changing and sort of day by day, week by week, how has Short Stack Eatery sort of taken on everything COVID related, rather? How's that been going?
Yeah, terrible. I think it's interesting that, people ask you like, oh, how's it going at the restaurant? It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's going terribly. There's not a lot of, it's unprecedented times. We've never been here before. So it's hard to not have anything to compare it to, it's not like we can be like,
Hmm.
oh, well, last year when we had a global pandemic,
Yeah.
So I think that's a tough thing. I think that our model specifically is like the worst flipping model for COVID. We're
Mm.
such a small restaurant. We pack people in, people stand in lines down the street. We have community tables. We have, self-service water stations and coffee stations. We literally built the worst model for COVID, but I think we are just going to continue to. So we're closed completely to customers coming inside our doors.
Gotcha.
We're only doing takeout and delivery, and we're going to keep doing that, until forever, until there's a vaccine or a cure. I don't think it's worth getting people sick. Our goal since the very beginning of this was and is safety and stability, right? We want to make sure
Yeah.
that our employees and our purveyors and everybody down to our delivery drivers and our electricians, just everybody we need to do everything within our power to keep people safe. And so, yeah, we're going to keep doing that. We get a lot of calls and a lot of requests for people like, when are you going to do dining? When are you going to do dining? When are you going to do dining?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we got to do a shout out and a thank you for all the people that have been super understanding, and to the people, and there have been people that have been not so nice when we say, not only can we not allow you in here, but you have to wear a mask even to pick up your food. And some of the response has been super negative. So I think appreciation to all the people that have been super understanding of our model having to pivot, and to the people that, have an issue with it. I think they should probably reevaluate some of their priorities.
I hear you. Hey, I really appreciate the candor, being upfront about all that. I feel like Short Stack has always been that way, at least from what I've seen on social media, and especially recently. Very candid about where your views stand. If we can take it back to June, when the essential Black Lives Matter protests were going on in downtown Madison, Short Stack found itself in need of repair. Do you feel comfortable sort of sharing what happened for all that?
Yeah, sure. There were protests. There have been protests. There will continue to be protests.
Mm-hmm.
And we happen to be one of the restaurants that got smashed up, and our computers, like our ordering computers, got stolen. And I think there was a few things to be felt and said about that. I think, unfortunately, it sucks. Having your shit smashed up and stolen obviously sucks. I think that goes without saying. That's the part. I think of course no business owner would like to have their stuff smashed up. And I think that all this stuff, bricks, mortar, glass, is just that. It's stuff, it's replaceable. If we don't look at what's really going on here, there will continue to be protests for eternity. I think it's in a city like Madison, it's incredible that there aren't protests every day all the time. I think we're such a racist city. That's not an opinion. There's incredible amounts of data to back it up in every industry and category of measuring the health of a city. We are failing miserably, and we have been. And so this isn't new to Black folks in Madison and this country. It might feel new to us in the white community, like, oh gosh, there's people downtown smashing buildings and burning cop cars. I always love that phrase, like, we're lucky that Black people don't want revenge, right? And that we're just looking for justice. I think how incredible it is that just buildings and cars are being set on fire when the collective pain and trauma of the Black community is just unimaginable as white folks. And so, when that happened, I think our first kind of feeling and message was, this is just noise, this is just stuff, and it's taking away from what we should really be focusing on, and that is the collective Black pain and trauma that Black people in this country have been experiencing for centuries. But I also think we got to refocus our energy too, right? I think there are numerous organizations in Madison that have been around for years, some decades, doing the work of trying to unravel all of these racist systems that we all operate in. And I think we need to focus on those organizations and fund those organizations and support those people that are leading those fights and have been leading these fights and have been really loud about all these issues, again, for decades and centuries, and we just simply haven't been listening. And I think that people that are worried about stuff being smashed up and businesses being interrupted through these protests need to know that, like, these protests will continue. There's a reason why people yell no justice, no peace. There's some pretty very simple demands in terms of justice and in terms of funding in this city. But we don't want to talk about it, right? We don't want to have the hard conversations. And so people need to recognize, like, this will continue to happen, and we will not have peace until we have justice. That's just, it's a pretty simple things that we don't want to talk about. And so that's what happened. I think, to end on the point of specifically the stuff getting smashed up downtown Madison was the aftermath, the feelings that the city had about it, and business owners downtown and property owners. Within 72 hours, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars raised to clean up the mess and to support downtown businesses. I challenge people, find me Black property owners downtown. Who are they? Who are we supporting? If you're saying that some of this money is going to minority-owned businesses, I specifically want to know about Black businesses. Talk to me about how many Black businesses we have downtown and how many Black property owners we have. You'll be hard-pressed to find any, and I think that that's the conversation that we need to be having. If we're going to talk about refunding businesses downtown, we need to talk about the fact that we don't have any Black-owned businesses and property owners, and why that is, and what we're going to do to fix that disparity. I think that, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars raised in a matter of days, and people showed up by the hundreds with their brooms and their scrub buckets to clean up the mess, almost as if we didn't want to look at it. We as a city just couldn't bear to wake up the next day and see all the wreckage. It was too ugly and too in our face, and we had to get it cleaned up as soon as possible. And that's kind of how I felt. Now some business owners have said other things, but they don't speak for me and my business owner and my business partner. And we as downtown business owners have said it before, and we'll say it again to our Black comrades, that we love you, we stand with you, and this is a fight that we all need to be in.
Yes,
all
it
of our
is.
livelihood depends on it. And so, yeah, that's I guess a long-winded answer to your question about protests, but
I loved it. It could have kept on going, and that would have been that would have been great.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do
So
want to
I
take
think
it
it will.
to a smooth transition as possible. Um, we do have a question that was asked in our on our Facebook page right here. Don't mean to put pause on that at all. That's not me doing that. I just want to continue the conversation. Folks should look up resources to support Black-owned businesses, listen to Black voices. So thank you for saying that. That's everyone's homework for the weekend and for the rest of your lives.
Their
Anyway,
lives.
moving
Yeah.
to a smooth, to a smooth transition here. Eric asks, going back to the business side of things, do you sell gift cards?
We do. We sell gift cards online, and we actually have a program where you can just buy a gift card and email it back to us. And we have like kind of a Feed the Revolution account where we are feeding 4 of our community partners and their staff members um, with those funds that people redonate to us. So that's a one cool way to, if you're looking to support us, we can kind of go turn around and spend those dollars on feeding the community that's working on dismantling all this racist stuff.
Nice.
So yes,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that question, Eric. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thanks,
then
Eric.
going back to all of the food aspects of Short Stack Eatery, you mentioned that, well, breakfast wasn't like the absolute passion. It is something that you love. What is your favorite thing to get at Short Stack?
Ooh, well, probably we have this thing called the blind special, and it
Yes,
is
yes.
yes. It's half off if you order it without knowing what it is. If you order it blindly, the only question you get to ask is if it's sweet or savory,
Hmm.
and that's probably my favorite thing, just because it's fun, and that's kind of like our creative outlet in the kitchen and for our team back there. So that's probably my favorite thing, and I mean, especially when it's savory. I'm a savory breakfast kind of girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got so excited about that because the last couple of times that I've gone to Short Stack, we hosted a meeting with some members way back in, God, November. It
Oh
feels
yeah,
like forever ago.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's
It
what I
really does.
ordered. I couldn't make up my mind and figured why not go on an adventure. So I'm so looking forward to a day sometime that I can come back to Short Stack, sit at
Yes.
that bar and order the blind special. Always it's always a wild ride, and it doesn't ever feel like it's the same thing, or at least from the 2 times that I've had that. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as sort of we wrap things up, we're going into the weekend. I honestly don't have that much planned except seeking entertainment. So what's been entertaining you? Do you have any recommendations?
Like during COVID, you mean? During this craziness?
Anything? Absolutely.
Um, I think that I'm lucky to live in a city like Madison where, especially in a time like this, there's tons of things to entertain me. Um, like I said, we have protests every day, and they're going to continue. And that's something
Hmm.
that um, should be taking up a lot of our time if people feel comfortable being in the street. I think COVID's a tricky thing for that, but that's what's been entertaining me lately. I've been just in awe of especially youth leaders in the city, specifically Black youth leaders that have just been holding it down in the street. So that's been pretty entertaining for me to listen and learn and scream and march. And yeah, that, and I guess my dog Murphy, hanging out with my dog.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for spending the tail end of your Friday with us. How can we get involved? How can we get Short Stack to us? You talked about pickup and masks. What's going on? What do you have planned?
Um, you mean like how do you order?
Yeah, for pickup and for delivery. What's the best way for folks to get
Oh
in
yeah.
touch?
Yep, totally. So you can just go to our website, and you can order online, and then yeah, you can pick up or we do delivery through Eat Street, and we're open 7 days a week, which is pretty fun now. We didn't used to be. We used to only be open Wednesday through Sunday. Now you can get Short Stack every day, which is pretty great. Um, And, we urge you to follow us on social media just because we share a fair amount of content from our community partners, again, doing the necessary work in our city and beyond to make our city better for everybody. And so, yeah, check out our social media to learn how to plug into some of those organizations doing great work here in Madison and across the state.
Absolutely. Well, Alex, thank you again so much. I so appreciate you. I can't wait to be with you in person whenever that is possible.
Yes.
Again, appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you so much, Jack. Have a good weekend.
You too, Alex. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for Live with the Chamber. I want to thank all of my guests from this week, our guests rather, excuse me. I want to thank April Calvert from Scrubs and Above, who joined us Monday, Sherry Krieger, who joined us from Sherry Sweet Sensations and Tomahawk on Wednesday, and Alex, who just joined us from Short Stack. Thank you all so much. A complete list of our members can be found at wislgbtchamber.com. If you're craving food and want to support an LGBT Chamber member business, go to our business directory, search for restaurants, and you will guarantee you'll find one close to you. With that, everyone, if you have any questions about membership with the Chamber, about being involved with a future Live with the Chamber, I would be more than happy to help you. Once again, your tip for the day is to get involved in our welcoming and inclusive campaign. Details for that are on our website. Everyone, please have a safe weekend. That's it from me. Thank you all so much. There we go.